What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Thursday, January 2nd. In today's video, I want to share with you some of these undervalued ordinal collections on Bitcoin. Now, many of these collections I'm going to share with you, I potentially think could hit a 10x. Now, I want to make sure that we cover collections that are maybe affordable in your price range. Now, the reason I bring this up is because if you compare Bitcoin ordinals to Ethereum NFTs, Bitcoin ordinals actually haven't pumped just yet. And you'll see the different market caps comparing Ethereum to Bitcoin ordinals. And you'll be surprised that right now, Bitcoin ordinals right now is in the accumulation phase. So let's go and cover these top collections. I want to get through this really quickly. So let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page and our X platform. And please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email, so please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. Now you must be wondering, are Bitcoin ordinals too expensive in your price range? Now if you look at these specific collections such as Quantum Cats, it's roughly around $28,000 to even $30,000, even up to $34,000 based on where the floor price of this is in terms of Bitcoin. Look at Node Monkeys, almost around $12,000 to $13,000. Look at Ordinal Maxi, almost close to around $16,000 to $17,000. Bitcoin Puppets, almost close to around $13,000 to $14,000. Bitcoin Frogs, almost around $3,000. Well, let's look at Ethereum projects. Okay, so these are Ethereum NFTs priced in just ETH. Now, if you convert that into USD, check this out. Azuki is actually $44,000. Pudgy Penguin, $78,000. Bored Ape Yacht Club, $53,000. Lil Pudgies, the second collection from Pudgy Penguins, $8,000. And Azuki Elementals, which is the second collection of Azuki, $5,800. So you can kind of understand that right now, yeah, Bitcoin ordinals are not that bad. So when I go back to Bitcoin ordinals, if you convert that back to USDT, look at Quantum Cast, $34,000, Node Monkey, $13,000, so forth, so on. You can see that these are very much undervalued. Now, when you look at the market caps on many of the top Ethereum NFT projects, they're accumulating at the top 10 rankings. All the top 10 projects in terms of market cap are all Ethereum based. But look at what's slowly creeping in. Bitcoin Puppets, Node Monkeys, Quantum Cats, Ordinal Maxi Biz. So sooner or later, these are going to flip those other projects. I mean, just look at this image. I've shared this multiple times. Ethereum's market cap is only $400 billion, okay? And you're seeing massive market caps for these blue chip NFT collections on Ethereum. Then when you look at Bitcoin ordinals, they have access to 2 trillion, not billion, $2 trillion. And these Bitcoin ordinal market caps are very low compared to Ethereum. So no matter what, I definitely think most of these collections are going to reach a 10x based on their current market cap right now. And if you look at the amount of inflow happening in Magic Eden's Bitcoin ordinal marketplace, they've seen massive high annual transaction volume since mid-December of 2024, just because they created these mempool protection applications, which allows people to buy specific ordinals without them being sniped by snipers. So this is a new addition where right now you have the advantage of buying these Bitcoin ordinals at a huge discount. So let's go ahead and cover the very first collection. I've already covered Bitcoin Puppets before, but why do we need to cover Bitcoin Puppets? Because right now the amount of unique owners in ratio to their supply is pretty healthy. This has by far one of the most influential PFPs in crypto Twitter in terms of Bitcoin ordinals. People love that Bitcoin Puppets stand for Bitcoin Puppets for World Peace. We even see people such as Farak acquire Bitcoin Puppets out of nowhere in his portfolio. And you already know Thread Guy changed his Bored Ape Yacht Club PFP into a not Thread Guy, aka Bitcoin Puppets PFP. So he's pretty influential in the crypto space, but this is just one of many examples of how the younger generation is getting involved in loving Bitcoin ordinals project Bitcoin Puppet. And if you think about its floor price right now at around 0.14 Bitcoin, its all-time high was roughly around almost close to 0.5 Bitcoin, very, very close. So this to me can do a 5x from here, maybe even possibly a 10x once we experience the Bitcoin ordinals bull run. Now the next collection I want to talk about is OMB, aka Ordinal Maxi Biz. Now this is created by ZK Shark. This is heavily undervalued in my personal opinion, because if you look at its overall chart, it reached over 1.5 Bitcoin at one point, very close to it. And that was due to the whole whitelist for these orange eye traits. Now the orange eyes I think are a great discount right now. Orange eyes I think represent the Bitcoin ideal value, or the Bitcoin, representation of what orange eyes and laser eyes are. Orange is the color of Bitcoin. So right now I definitely think that orange eyes are a great deal at this price point at around $16,000 to $17,000. Yeah, you must be wondering, wait, that's way too expensive. Don't worry, we're going to cover more affordable projects after this. Now let's look at what ZK Shark has been talking about, because he has returned from out of nowhere, and this is what we love about ZK Shark. Now, in response to 6529 and also Raoul Paul, ZK Shark responds, Ordinals is the superior standard, the longest chain, and the supply constraints will prove to be more sustainable than any other cycles. And this is why I think it's really important to study Ordinal Maxi Biz, because this will be this new euphoric all-time high price with a limited supply of 4.2 thousand of these in circulation, and roughly 3.8 unique owners own one or more of these. So this right now has a really huge supply and demand shock right now. But let's just not stop there. Let's get into more affordable prices, okay? We're talking about things that are maybe around $2,000, maybe even $3,000 in terms of USD value. But in terms of Bitcoin value, this one's 0.019. This is based angels. And I've already talked about this collection before, but someone brought up a really great point, and that was Playmate Jane Lee. Now, she brought up a long time ago, back in March 26th of 2023, to focus on Bitcoin frogs, which we will talk about next. But Bitcoin frogs was heavily undervalued at this time. And this person, Jay Lean, was trying to tell people, you should probably get exposure to Bitcoin frogs. And ever since then, it kind of like 5x from there. So right now she's saying focus on based angels, because this is going to be the next new collections that's going to follow suit with Bitcoin frogs. And I think right now it hasn't pumped just yet. I mean, the highest I probably saw it happen was roughly around here at around 0.3 Bitcoin. So 0.03 Bitcoin is really not that much compared to what's usually been priced at around maybe $500 in its early previous cycle. So this to me can reach a 0.1, maybe even a 0.2 Bitcoin floor price. So that would be substantial return on investment if you're wanting to speculate on here. Now let's talk about Bitcoin Frog. Now Bitcoin Frogs I think is heavily undervalued right now, because to me, this was the very first Bitcoin Ordinal 10K collection that was available to trade on Magic Eden's marketplace when Bitcoin Ordinals first started. Yes, before OMB, before Quantum Cats, before Node Monkeys, before any of these blue chip collections, there was Bitcoin Frogs. Now, Bitcoin Frogs, when I first saw it, was hovering around a 0.003 Bitcoin floor price. Yeah, you heard me right. It was very cheap and very affordable. But now it's hovering around a $3,000 floor price at around 0.03 Bitcoin. Now, its overall all-time high price that we saw was roughly around here in the early Ordinal bull run at around 0.43 Bitcoin. So yeah, I definitely think that this is a great deal. This long consolidation phase was necessary to shake out any paper hands, and also it was a very boring phase. No one knew what was going to happen to Bitcoin, but this to me is going to skyrocket 5x and maybe could hit a 1 Bitcoin floor price, just because it was really one of the early inscriptions in terms of Bitcoin's birth in terms of ordinals. Now, in terms of inscriptions, it wasn't the very first 10K collection, because there was Node Monkeys and Bitcoin Punks, but Bitcoin Punks is a derivative of an NFT collection on Ethereum. Node Monkeys is one of the early inscriptions in terms of first 10K collections, but it wasn't the first one to come out and go live on Magic Eden. It was Bitcoin Frogs. So if you want to get any of these collections, I would say the most affordable is Bitcoin Frogs. Maybe later on I'll talk about Mega Punks or maybe Bitcoin Punks I2, but right now I'm not focused on those. It's really Bitcoin Frogs, because they were the first 10K collection that I saw before any of these other Bitcoin Ordinal collections. Now, if you want to go even cheaper, look at Runestone Ordinals, because right now Runestone Ordinals are hovering around a $600 floor price, aka 0.006 Bitcoin floor price. I think that these could definitely do well later on in the year. I'm not saying that this is going to give you a better return on investment, within the next month or even the first Q1 or Q2 of this. But check this out. Now, we do know that there are going to be 2 different airdrops that are going to be happening for Runestone Ordinal holders. And we know that the second airdrop is going to happen at some point or another. The first one's already dog, and that's performing very well. So maybe later on this year, you're going to see the second one be airdrop. We don't know what that's going to be. But not only that, some major alpha that happened within the past 24 hours is that Jake.Sat says that he's going to be airdropping key tokens to Runestone Ordinal holders. And that's roughly going to be 38% of the supply of keys into these specific Ordinal collections. Now, this isn't going to be released until Q3 of 2025. I'm repeating that. It's not going to be airdropped until Q3 of 2025. So you're not going to see a massive pump of these specific Runestone Ordinals maybe until later on this year. But now that people know what's going on with the second airdrop with Runestone Ordinals from Leonidas, and also these key airdrops happening from Emblem Vault, I think that this could definitely do a 5x, even 10x from here. So that's just my personal perspective. So that's pretty much it. That's everything in a nutshell. I just want this video to be really quick and informative because you need to understand how early you need to get into these as quick as possible. This is why I've garnered exposure into many of these blue chip Ordinal collections really early on. And I'll be looking back on this video 2 months, 3 months from now. I definitely think many of these will pump or start to pump beginning of February of 2025. Yes, that's just next month. And most of these collections have already pumped already. So you're just seeing a very, very small supply of Bitcoin's market cap insert and inflow into these Bitcoin Ordinals. But I'm telling you, it's time to get exposure now, because right now, a lot of these are on a massive discount and they will explode as the year goes by. So that's just my personal opinion. Make sure to do your own research. Make sure to do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to entertain and inform everybody what's going on in the Bitcoin Ordinal space. So let me know your thoughts down below, what collections we should cover on this channel that are completely undervalued. So with that said, let's go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page and our X platform to receive all of our alpha calls and trades regarding all the Bitcoin Ordinal space. Until then, see you guys girls next time.